I really do love, like I say, it took me 5 million years or so, or a little bit longer actually, to realize about. Well, basically, pretty much Jimmy Carter and a couple other people ran wild on the Earth. Ran around, like I said, they got the Crystal Cathedral to fund money. All that church money was going into basically building spaceships at some point in time, and pretty much, like I said, very high on methamphetamine. Jimmy Carter, I believe it was. Except he had blonde hair. I don't know. I guess he dyed it blonde. I don't know. Basically, basically was really high on methamphetamine and probably hallucinogens and all kinds of stuff. And pretty much, like I said, they found the microwave broadcast transmitter, um, or whatever that I had. I had this super advanced broadcast transmitter on Earth just in case something wrong down here. So basically. They found it, they took it over, and that's when they started transmitting to space. Like I said, when they got their ships ready, they would basically line up with a planet, and pretty much he would broadcast how God's holy army is coming. You're all no something. We are all going to be you're all everyone's going to be judged. They didn't use the word all because it didn't exist yet. So everyone, no, the wicked shall be judged. He would be like, the wicked shall be judged. Broadcasting microwave transmitter, and his live TV show or whatever, and I forget what robe he was wearing, but anyway though, like everything was pretty much done from Earth or some planet basically. Later on, they got a base somewhere, um, but or something like that. They had a moon somewhere or something like that where they had it was one of my old bases, and they had taken it over basically. Walked in there like the president of the United States of America, step aside, official business. Anyway, and they had gone into this space station base or whatever. It's on a little moon or whatever. I forget, red planet or black planet. I don't know. I forget the color of it. But basically, it was on this little moon. Pretty much, they were building ships from there, and they could go to space really easily. Um, Anyway, they're really cheap ships, basically. They're really, 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 really cheap. Just white with gold trim around them, and they were nothing much more than shuttles. I think they might have had one or two big ships or something like that. They would build them, and then we would destroy them. And basically, what they were trying to do was get to one of the colonies and basically kill everyone at the colony and steal the research or whatever, steal the information. And they're just trying to steal information because they were locked out of the system. They couldn't actually get any of the real technical data. They had to invent it themselves, and they didn't want to invent it themselves. They had to deal with basically hand-me-down stuff that they had suckered people into designing or building for them. Anyway, I'm sure like the Black and Brown Harlem Wolf was somehow somewhat behind this. Anyway, though, so like I say, I mean we mostly like I say, my insectoid or exoskeletons could dig underneath the ground. Well, they could go about 75 miles an hour on the surface, or 55 about miles an hour on the surface, and then do about 5 miles an hour underground. Three about really. I mean that's pushing it. Maybe it's maybe a little bit faster in soft sand. It depends on the version of it though. I mean, I had specialized versions, of course, for each life form style. I had lots of that's what I did for a living. I created life forms. So, I mean, I had a lot of them. Nearly basically like pretty much like diamond carbide armor exoskeleton basically. It was a grown life form, as in you basically build it pretty much. It's not actually like it doesn't birth and grow up like that. No, you can't get anything that advanced if you do that. You have to actually build life form piece by piece, of course. So anyway, built life forms. I had quite a few of them. My little roaming army, and mostly we would just stand in the way of the Golden Army, and they would shoot at us, and then they would actually, like I said, it was actually kind of funny. They would actually try and shoot around my life forms because they knew that as soon as they touched one, it was basically like it was on and cracking. It was like, and then they would just, and it was really cool actually. I felt sorry for the people because it was slaughtered. You know, my life forms did point blank, just basically. Anyway, I think they had sharpened little thingies that stuck out from their hands, because they could dig or they could grab, something like that. I forget. The hands might have retracted. I don't really remember that much about them actually. I just had them, and I had them for quite a while. After we captured everyone, after we cleaned up all the mess, like I say, I basically decommissioned them and basically just told them cruise off and create their own thing. I don't kill life forms. Now that's one of the funny things is a lot of people when they decommission it, they kill it, but I don't kill life forms. I just like, all right, see ya. You consider yourself retired. So, and that was one of the funny things too is that somewhere around I forget what year it was, but but when the war started, when like World War I or World War II started, like they thought I didn't have any army or anything else and was defenseless, and like I was like, activate armies, and basically, yeah, I pulled everyone back into service for a little while, and reactivated all my soldiers and basically brought them. We're at war, so we went to war. And when we were done, we could just go back to peacetime. So we've been in peacetime for quite a long time. So anyway, generally I don't attack anyone. I just kind of kick it. America sits idle, silent. So did Germany. Germany just went around mostly just defensive maneuvers. It's like they shoot at us, we shoot back, we kill them. It's like they get one shot and that's it. My German soldiers would be like, they get one shot and that's it. As soon as they make a move and shoot, then we just dogpile, and it's over. And that's the way we do things. That's the way we've always done things. So anyway, it's either that or basically you pretty much get, at first they shoot 2 or 3 and then they shoot 2 or 3 more. And then next thing you know, there's this army of black people coming at you, like trying to swim across the damn channel. Like my guys were like, they're trying to swim across the channel. Like, and it was like during a tide or something, so a lot of them just got swept out to sea. It's like, don't they know they can't cross right now? Like there's a serious undertow. Like we knew about it, so like we weren't even manning the wall, and they were like, "Hey, they're low, whatever, blah blah blah," and they were like making a rush on the wall in Spain, and that's why there's a wall along there, because Africa kept rushing the wall, and so we kept on having to defend it. So all the Spaniard women were going to be raped. Eventually they did get in and they were able to rape quite a few women. Like I say, it took some time, but they eventually did get in. And they breached the wall, but it took a long time. A lot of them died and were eaten by sharks. So, anyway. I think sharks used to actually swim the channel, actually too, because sometimes they would just get eaten by sharks. So anyway. Swimming across there. We used to chum the water too a little bit sometimes. Get a few more sharks in there. Anyway, yeah, I'm not above underhanded things like that, especially if there's a human wave coming. I think we did do that one time. There was a human wave coming, and they were gonna try and cross the channel again, so we chummed the whole channel, made it run blood red with fish, whatever. So there's tons of sharks in there. I think they might have crossed anyway. I think they might have just gone for it. Anyway, I wish I had it on film. It probably is on film, actually. But they might have done it at night. It's like, yeah, well. Anyway, yeah, I've done things like that. That's some of my... There's some epic things with LS. Like the chumming of the channel. So, there was lots of sharks that night. And they crossed. In the dead of night. Yeah, I remember that actually. I do remember chumming the channel one time. We knew the attack was probably coming, so I was like, I want that channel nice and bloody red. And it was nighttime, so they didn't notice that we had chummed it, so. Yeah, they still got through though. A lot of them got through. But oh well. Can't stop them all. Anyway. Then I was fighting in the streets.